Hey YouTube, long time no see. Had a lot going on the last couple of weeks, so I was sick and the family was sick and dog sick, everything's bad. So we're back and I'm going to do a review today on the copper penny clone. And right off the bat, this thing, it's awesome. There's no two ways about it. So we'll get into it. Right now, I have the plume veil on here, which is a very good match for this. It sits flush on the deck and all that good stuff, but we'll get into that in a minute. It's 22 millimeter design. It's a single 18650 pure copper construction. Everything about it's clean, and it has this really cool penny button on the bottom. I don't know if it's a real penny, but it looks like one, so I'm going to take that. It's got telescoping adjustable pins that take up battery rattle. And on some of the reviews I've seen online on this, they're all copper contacts. These aren't. It looks like stainless or chrome steel, something like that. But what I liked about mine is instead of a spring, I'm not going to take this apart because it's a pain in the ass, but this has a magnetic switch in it. And the reviews I've seen online, mostly on YouTube, they have about a 0.5 volt voltage drop with the spring. This with the magnet is 0.3, which means that's very low for a mech mod. And you can see inside, it's all copper construction. It's not just coated, and it's solid. This thing, it's a beast. And one thing I do like about it, it's got the threaded 510 connection, 22 millimeter. And I've put 3 different RDAs on it. They all sit flush. I've got no issues at all. But this is one thing I really like. They've made this tube so tight that the battery, it just slides in. It's a really good fit. It barely even moves in there. And you also have the adjustment there. If you take the switch apart, you can adjust that. But you can take up most of the adjustment just using the 510 deck. Oops. So we'll get this back together. And it also has, it's a flush mount button, which is really cool because you can just set it on the table and you don't have to worry about it firing. But it does have a lock ring on it. So if you run this lock ring down, it won't fire. So if you're carrying it in your pocket or something like that, I could see doing that, but I haven't even used it yet. I've been vaping on it for about 4 days, and I don't see any call to use the lock ring at all. It has 2 vent holes in the tube. There's one there and then one opposite that, so you don't have to worry about your exploding like a grenade if you're going super sub-ohm. You can see it vapes like a champ. This thing's crazy. I literally had this Addy, the plume veil, and the same battery. I put it in, I had it in this mod and hit it. I immediately took off the plume veil Addy and the battery, put it in this mod, and I'm not even exaggerating, it probably put out twice as much vapor. I was blown away, and I can only attribute that to the voltage drop, but you'll see. Here, we'll take a hit and see how she vapes. Super thick clouds. I got no complaints. I take that back. I have one complaint. This button is kind of hinky. I've had the occasional misfire, which is alleviated by just moving your finger to a different spot on the button and it'll fire. I haven't really looked at it or got into it in depth, but I think it's totally fixable because it's such a minor thing. But you can see it fires up like a champ. I love the magnetic switch, the low voltage drop. It's awesome. And with the plume veil, I have a toe Addy that's also copper, so I kind of switch those out because it looks really cool with the copper Addy on it. But I keep coming back to the plume veil just because of the way it hits. And you can see it mounts super flush on there. There's no gaps. I mean, you almost can't even feel the seam. And with the adjustable airflow in the plume veil, it's a very good fit. So it's with the copper finish on it, you can also do your own patina. You know, there's a lot of videos on YouTube about force patining with the ammonia soaked in, all that good stuff. Check it out if you're interested in it, because I've seen him do some really cool ones with this. I just don't know if I want to mess up the copper on it, because I'm a huge fan of copper. So that's it in a nutshell, y'all. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I promise you I'll answer you. If you have one of these and just want to chime in your 2 cents, please do. I love that. Other than that, just please like, comment, and subscribe. And I have another video coming up. My editor is putting together a bloopers reel. So stay tuned for that. I think you're going to enjoy it. It'll be short, but it'll be entertaining, I promise. But until then, vape long, vape strong.